All right. Thank you guys for coming. Looks like we have a smaller group today. I know everyone's busy, and thank you for finding the time to come for the collaborative. If you were not at our last collaborative, you might not have met me. My name is Jessica Hernandez. I am the new executive director here at the Family Resource Center. So for those of you that I did not get to meet, it's nice to meet you. We do have a new staff member here that I did want to introduce. Her name is Megan. Megan, would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, I'm Megan Braz, and I'm here, a community advocate at the Family Resource Center, and I've been here since about October. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you, Megan. Is there anybody else that's here for the first time that would like to introduce themselves?
I can go ahead and introduce myself. Hi, my name is Erica Pineda, and I am the Community Programs and Outreach Specialist here for KCSOS. I am actually with the Community Schools Initiative. So I am here to kind of hear what everybody has going on within their organization so we can go ahead and connect you guys to all of our sites who actually have the grants. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you. We were lined up to have two speakers today. It looks like we might still be waiting on one. Hopefully she's able to make it. Daniel, are you ready to present?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, well, this is Daniel. He is from the Mountain Enterprise. He's local here to the Fraser Park community. Thank you for coming, Daniel.
Absolutely. So I was, shall I get started?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of deciding what I thought would be good to share in this setting. And I thought just to kind of give everybody a little bit of background about how it came to be that we're running the paper, because it's pretty new for us. We've only been serving as the new owners and publishers since August. And just our approach, what it is we think is important to do as a local newspaper and how the community can get involved. So this kind of very unexpected adventure, I was actually just looking before our meeting. This started just about a year ago when Gary had approached us. Gary was the previous publisher for the last 20 years of the Mountain Enterprise and asked if we would be interested in the building. And it's a great building, and it certainly seemed like a great opportunity. But he said, oh, but if you want to take the building, you will also need to run the newspaper, which was not something that I had contemplated before. But, you know, I'm part of a group of people that we're involved with several businesses in the area, and all of them are they're really geared towards serving others, how to take care of others, how to be conscious of the needs of the community and serve them. And, you know, kind of as we learned more about the Mountain Enterprise and its role here, we could kind of see that it was no small decision or task, but something that we were really, really interested in taking on and being a part of ultimately. So it just seemed like another really good way to be a part of, you know, serving this smaller community and in other ways serving kind of like the larger community. So we started in August of this year, and it's been truly great, and it's been an honor to be doing this. We've been very conscious in our approach of how we share information in the community, and I think that this is kind of an important topic and also an important role of the newspaper. You know, in this day and age, it's very, very easy to get information. It's particularly easy to get information for public things. It's when I should say for like national events, it's easy to find information on almost anything. Even locally, if you go on Facebook and chat boards, information is everywhere. But verified information is not everywhere. So kind of information that you can rely on to be truthful and factual. And then also that it is conveying something that matters to the people that it talks to. So the Mountain Enterprise is a really, really local paper. We're focused almost primarily on the mountain communities here, Lebec, Fraser Park, PMC, Gorman, and then we also do some coverage in the Neenach area. And our kind of goal, and this was a lot of what I know it was under the previous publishers, is what do people care about, need to know about, want to know about in the local communities? And then also, what do people want to share? When we started with the paper, it was really our kind of approach from day one that this newspaper doesn't really belong to us. This newspaper is the community's. I feel that we are just like the stewards of this community paper. So to me, what that would mean is that we write about what everybody locally here cares about. So we really want to hear from people, and we really want to know what all those in the community are interested in. So when we are coming across information and we're kind of deciding, each week when we're deciding what we're going to report on, we're a weekly newspaper, once a week newspaper. We kind of will consider between myself and the others here, is this something that matters to those that live here? Is this something that impacts the lives of those that live here? And can we report on it as a neutral entity? And that's kind of been almost our mantra, for I guess the 3.5 months that we've been doing this, but is that we're just, we're a source of news. We're a source of information. We're not a source of opinion. There's plenty of places that people can go to get opinions. And that's great. It's really important for people to have a platform to express. And we even offer that to community members. But as the paper itself, our role is just to speak about facts. Our role is to kind of talk about what it is that we know is true, what it is that we can verify, and and then expressing what we learn just from speaking to government entities, businesses, and others in the community, and kind of beyond that. So a big part of often what we're doing is we have information coming into the newspaper on a very regular basis. It comes through phone calls, it comes through emails, we'll see things on Facebook, and how we kind of handle what I would call sort of unsubstantiated information and tips, I think is really important for the role as what I would describe as like a neutral entity, because that's what a news agency is supposed to be. Is it's a neutral entity. It should be that there is a place that people can go, that they're just finding out what happened. So when we do get a call about something, we kind of take every step that we can to substantiate it. And substantiating it, would be something along the lines of, for example, if it's something relating to the school district, we might reach out to Sarah or the superintendent of the schools to get information. If it's something relating to law enforcement, we're going to reach out to somebody from KCSO or one of those agencies. So we try to be very conscious that when we publish something, we have spoken with somebody who would be like the source of that information, or who would be, who could say the most, in the most informed way possible what happened. And when we don't know, we think it's important to say we don't know. So I think sort of the last piece that I wanted to make sure to touch on is, again, it's the Mountain Enterprise is really, it is a community newspaper. It's a newspaper for the community and in a lot of ways by the community. Everybody that we have working here right now, they live in the mountains. They're very involved in all that goes on. And we have really been, we've actually, the last few issues, we've really been putting a push on. We want people in the community to write opinion articles. We want to hear what matters to people. And that's the one side of things, is giving people the opportunity to write about something that's dear to their heart, something that it could be causing them great joy. It could be a cause for celebration. It could be a cause for sorrow. It could be something that they're really frustrated and upset with. And essentially, as long as you can articulate it in a way that's not hateful, that's not putting somebody else down, it can be critical. It can absolutely be critical. We're happy to publish it. And sometimes we kind of want that. You know, we want, if we bring up an issue or an issue comes up in the paper, we'd love to hear from people on both sides of that issue, because that's how, you know, that's how people can get different perspectives and kind of broaden their understanding of information. So that's, if I can say one thing to the community, we really encourage people to just send us their thoughts and articles on things. We'd love to, we would really love to actually have people submitting more stories about kind of like passion projects. You know, if people are really into gardening, we'd love to start having people writing a bit about gardening. If people have beautiful homes, there's so much interesting architecture in the area. We in this issue, we encourage people to write a little article about the architecture of your home, or how you want to, you know, how it was put together, how it was designed. So we're really, really interested in hearing from you all. And then if you think that you've become aware of something that is newsworthy, we really, I can't say this enough, share it with us. Share it with us. It doesn't mean we're going to print it right away, but a lot of the articles we write, it starts where somebody's, you know, we get a tip from one person, and then we get a tip from another person. And once we start hearing from 3 or 4 or 5 different people, it kind of tells us that this is something legitimate that people care about, that we should research and try to get to the bottom of. So we really can't emphasize enough. We really want people to be involved as community members and as entities. I'd really, you know, whether it's a governmental aid entity or a business, we still believe, I know that it's print media is not as prevalent as it used to be on a larger scale, but for a small town like this, it's still a really significant source of information and a great way to get information out to people. So we really encourage businesses who have not already to reach out to us about advertising, about anything, you know, events they want to share with the community, offerings, services. Even, I know that there's a couple of agencies here from Bakersfield, and we are really interested in collaborating more with you all, because there's a community of, you know, roughly 9,000 people here. If you include NENAC, it's even more, who don't have access locally to a lot of services that are pretty common in a city. So, you know, for example, we don't have many lawyers on the mountains. We don't have many loan officers on the mountains. There might be 1 or 2. You know, we don't have a lot of bookkeepers, tax preparers, accountants on the mountains. There are a few. But if you offer that service to the community, it's a kind of a really nice way to reach out to a group of people that are underserved. Healthcare services. There's all kinds of things that this community needs, and it would be great to hear more from, sort of, you know, in particular in my mind, there's Castaic, there's Bakersfield, and there's Santa Clarita, all within 45 minutes. And for a lot of people living on the mountains, that's where we need to go for many services. So finally, the last thing that I just wanted to say is we often are hiring or offer different job opportunities and internships here. We are relatively well staffed now, but we do have openings periodically, and we're always looking for people to write. If you or know somebody that is interested in freelance writing, we're particularly always looking for writers. We want to have as kind of a representative a voice of the community as we can. And the best way to do that is have more and more different people writing from the community. You know, if it's just 1 or 2 writers who are in the paper, our voice is somewhat limited. But if we have us writing, and then we are also getting contributions from articulate, intelligent, thoughtful people in the community, it just creates a better service for those who are reading it, and it makes it more interesting and compelling. And finally, we're absolutely interested in having interns from local high schools and colleges. We have one wonderful photography intern right now from the high school here. I would love to bring on 1 or 2 interns with a more specific interest in journalism. who would get the opportunity to really report on local events and what that's like, and what it's like when you're listening to police radio and a call comes in and you're running out to the story, or just going to cover events, and how to ask questions and how you kind of integrate yourself into a public meeting as a background player, because it's not our role to become the focus of it. But being able to get the information you need to write a really compelling story. So I think that's about all that I wanted to convey. Just kind of reiterating, this is your paper, it's not ours. We're just the ones printing it essentially, but we really want to write what you all in the community care about. Oh, the last thing that I did want to mention on a little bit of a side note is just kind of a thank you to the Family Resource Center in the Mountain. Yeah, you guys are wonderful. We recently, it's actually in this week's paper, which just went to the newsstands this week. There was a community meeting on Tuesday between the pastors in the community and other community members, and it was really discussed that the Family Resource Center just seems to be the most centralized place to offer services to those in need in the community. In such a one of the pastors read off all of the different services, and it's like endless. But in particular, a lot of your food related services and services for homeless and needy people. I know the pastors said that they were planning to kind of centralize their efforts to run a lot of that through you all. And I think it's so wonderful what you're doing. I think if others want to, who are trying to provide services, want to do something like that, I just think having one central agency in the community that can help facilitate that makes it more efficient for one. And it also, I think it makes it a lot easier for people in need to know where to get things. That it's just like, just go to the Family Resource Center, they're going to take care of you. So I just wanted to mention that, and really grateful for you all having us on here. And we're all a part of this small, beautiful little mountain community. And I hope we can do, just do things to make life better for those who are here, and be like a model for other small communities on how we can communicate and share our pains and our joys. And when there's something that frustrates us, just talk to each other, go knock on your neighbor's door. No need to create a negative gossip stream or anything like that. Just address it directly. And I think we have a real opportunity to do that. So thank you. And I don't know if there's time or if anybody has questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Did anyone have any questions for Daniel? I had a question actually.
Sure.
When you were talking about those intern positions, I was going to ask you if you were taking students from the high school. How many spots do you have available as far as those internship programs, and how can students apply for that?
So I would say, truthfully, it hasn't really been formalized in such a way. I would say have people reach out to us. I don't want to put a limit on it, because there's a bunch of different ways we can envision something. For example, if we had one student who was interested, they could get kind of really personalized training on journalistic principles and how to report on things and how to write. If we had 5 or 6 students, we would probably do something as a group where we would encourage them to group report on various stories. We might give them like a monthly column. So we actually there is a woman from the Future Farmers of America, FFA. Well, she's a high school student, but she has started doing a monthly article about everything that's happening with FFA. And we really support the school system here. What they're doing here is really important. And sorry, the sun is shining in on here. But we really, there we go. Really just want to get as many involved as we can. So I would say it's not so rigid as a number. If we had 30, it might be difficult to accommodate, but that would be a great problem to have. We'd like to get as many students. And also, if there's anybody here from the local Bakersfield kind of like college community, I'd love to have students that are taking, more professional training in journalism, because that's something, particularly if they're close to graduating, that if they were to start as an intern and showed they could do a good job, it could lead to a job after they graduate.
Oh, that's great. I think that's a really it's a great opportunity, for students who are, interested in journalism, a great direction to start in. So that's really cool. I will remember that, and if I come across anyone, I'll make sure to let you know.
Thank you.
Well, I don't think our other speaker has shown up. I'm bummed. She was, she was from CFS surgery. Hopefully everything's okay on her end. Is there anybody who had any information or any flyers they wanted to share about upcoming events or anything that's going on in your area? No, okay. I know as far as us here in the office, it's that holiday season. We have started our Toys for Tots program. We're taking applications for any families who are interested. All they have to do is come by. I'll make sure to see if we can get a flyer uploaded for you. If not, I can include it in the email. But if anybody knows any families that could benefit from the program, that you can just send them our way. There's no qualifications. It's just a simple application. I know we also have a community needs assessment that we have sent out. I did include it in a past email. Some of you have responded to it. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. It kind of lets us know, what the needs are around here and what kind of resources those that are for those in the community that are interested in. So Claudia has uploaded or put that link in the chat as well as the Toys for Tots. So if you haven't filled that out, I would really appreciate it if you did. With that being said, Katie, I was going to ask you, the program that was the parenting classes that were led by parents, has that started yet?
It has not started yet. So we just did a training last month in October. It's called Parent Partnerships, and we're going to be starting a 6-week series in January when we return from the winter break. So we have started sending out save the dates to some of the parents, and we'll probably also put it on our Facebook page moving forward. But it's just a 6-week course on, just becoming leaders as parents in the school community and your community as a whole. But just also teaching ways to kind of connect with your students in this middle school age, which they find increasingly difficult as they become more and more private, as they become teenagers. So it's just a way to involve yourself in the school and how to be empowered in doing that and empowered in getting your kids to be more open with you. So maybe in the next one we do, I think will be in January, right? I can do a little bit of an update on that, and I can include some things for maybe you to send out in the email to everyone about the program.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you for giving us that information. As far as parents at the elementary school, are they going to be included in that information that is sent out? Because I have some parents that have reached out to me that I think could benefit. And
yes. I believe so. The ones we had trained to do it were parents that were from the high school and the middle school, because the grant is for those 2 schools, but the community school reach is for the entire district. It's not just for our 2 schools, it's for all of our students. So that will definitely be open to anyone who's interested. And then I did also want to say I'm going to be posting it on the Facebook page, but KCSOS, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, last year partnered with One Site, who is a vision nonprofit organization, and they did a vision clinic at the Kern County Fairgrounds last March. And we were selected again this year to host another regional one. So we just got that information on Sunday. So I've been working to get the names of students who did not pass their vision exams. As much as I wish we could give it out to the community, it is just for El Cajon Unified students at this time. I would love to be able to organize something for the community as a whole. So for any parents of students in ETUSD, if they did not pass the vision test, they have priority. But we're also asking teachers and staff if they see children that they think might be struggling with vision, if they're having trouble seeing the board or things like that. We're trying to get as many names as we can because it's a fantastic resource. We take the kids down on that day. Most of them, majority of them will get their glasses same day after they get their exam. The only reason we'd have to wait a little bit is if there's like a specialized prescription or if they have astigmatism, things like that. But it was great. We helped 30 students last year get glasses and exams. And then we have those prescriptions on file, and we have a medical fund here at the district that we can use if the students break their glasses. We can order new ones for them. So I'm really excited about that this year.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. That is a really good program. I was recently reading into it a little bit. It seems like it's helping a lot of kids. So, well, is there anyone else that had anything they needed to share that they'd like to share?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hi.
Oh, hi. Just want to introduce myself. My name's Merlin Zuniga. I'm a social worker with Kern County Adult Protective Services in the Fraser Park area. And I'm new to that district. Myself and Janet Rangel is also we're both in that district. She couldn't make the meeting today. However, I will pass on everyone's information. And so basically what we do is investigate allegations of abuse and neglect on elders and dependent adults. So anybody 60 and above or 59 and below, 18 and above and 15 and under 59 that are dependent adults. And we also, a main thing that we do is connect them to resources. And so any resources that I put in my email that you guys want to send my way, since it seems like it's like resources up there are very limited. And I've quickly learned that, like Daniel said, you guys do, I forget your name, you guys do a lot of, yes, the resource center is basically like where everybody goes to for resources. So yeah, so if you guys just have anything that you think would be helpful for us to share with our clients, that would be amazing.
Thank you so much for coming. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Well, if that is it, I want to thank you all again so much for coming. I know it was a little bit shorter than we were expecting, but I appreciate you taking the time. The next time we are meeting is January 16th. Sorry, January 16th. I will be sending out emails for that. As far as the holidays, I hope everyone has a really nice holiday, and we will see you next year.
Thanks, everyone.